attendance. It's not a vote, but a roll call, something. And if we don't have 7, then or 8, then we'll pause. We have some who are stuck in traffic. We're not used to coming in at 8 a.m. And we have some joining us online. Hopefully, there was a couple asking for links. Did we get those links out? Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and begin. Joining us this morning, we have security Davon Booth. And in case of emergency, use the 2 west boardroom doors to access the hallway, and then use the north or south doors to exit the building. Let's go ahead and do an out loud roll call. I just spoke with Member Bogus. She is about 2 blocks away, so I'm not going to call on her. Member Bollinger? Here. Member Booth?
Here.
Thank you. Member Brinton?
Here.
Thank you. Member Davis?
Here.
Is here. Thank you. Member Earl? Not yet. Member Green? Not yet. Member Hall?
Here.
Thank you. I am here. Member Kelly?
Here.
Member Carey? Thank you, Member Kelly. Member Lear?
Here.
Is here. Member Longacre?
Here.
Is here. Great. Member Reel? I think she's running a little behind. I got an email or a message from her this morning. And Member Wood?
Yes.
Is here. Good. That puts us at 11. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. So please, and I'll go ahead and lead that. Let's go ahead and stand. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, board members. It's always a privilege to stand before the American flag and pledge our allegiance to that flag and what it represents. Today is September the 11th, a day which each of us remembers from 24 years ago. That has brought a lot of panic in many ways, concern, but also brought a lot of unification to our country. And we have somewhat built on that, and we appreciate those men and women who sacrificed their lives in the sad moments of our nation. Yesterday was also a tragic day, as there were 2 awful events that took place, one here on our own territory here in Utah, a tragic event, as well as another school shooting in Colorado. I want to, as I don't speak for the board in this moment, but I do want to express gratitude for our lawmakers who have been through the ringer on our school safety, but recognize that something needs to be done and are taking steps. Whether we agree in this boardroom or not on those steps, as we had a conversation last, was it Thursday or Friday, on something as simple sounding as a grid system, yet steps are being taken to help the safety of our students. As we continue to see events like this happen, we hope and pray for the safety of our families and especially our students and staff who are in our not only classrooms in K through 12, but in our universities, colleges as well. So with that, we are going to move on. Do we have anybody who signed up for a public comment? No public comment. Let's move on to agenda item 2. This is our monthly budget report, and we will hear from or turn time over to Deputy Superintendent Scott Jones. Scott, please.
Thank you, sir. Deputy Superintendent of Operations Scott Jones. This is the required monthly budget report. As you know, or you may recall, we're updating the board and the public on USDB's budget now that we've officially taken over operations or financial operations of the USDB in a separate agenda item. So I'm speaking to all the funds that you see here. One key takeaway from this monthly budget report is we have also provided for you and the public our submitted closing packet for state fiscal year 25. I do recognize how detailed it is and complicated, but since we're fully transparent with all of our processes, including year-end close, because if we don't end the year right, we don't start the year right. This is subject to public disclosure, and it is still currently under review by state finance, which is relative to the processes that we'll eventually take, which is dealing with our carry forward balances. You as the board approving or directing the use of those. That'll all start occurring next month in Finance Committee and or the main board meeting. So I do attest that all known commitments and obligations are able to be met across all of the amounts of funding in the fund program, or the programs that are funded by all different sources of revenue. Chair, that concludes my update or attestation to the monthly budget or our budget overall. Subject to any questions or concerns.
Thank you, Scott. We do have a question from Member Earl.
Yeah, this is just, I'm asking a little deeper question. I know LEAs at once a year, they have to have a entity come in and audit them.
Yes.
But we're part of the state finance system.
Right.
Right. So does that happen quarterly? Does that happen? Do you understand what I'm saying? When does that double check take place?
So we're subject to a couple of audits. We're required by, so you're asking through the chair, board members are all asking about what our
USDB does.
Okay.
USBE.
Right.
For our, right, because we're putting this forward, but then there's got to be some balance, right? Counterbalance.
Sure.
And the counterbalance is what I'm curious about.
Okay, through the chair, concurrently with our Deborah and her team closing, putting what we call the closing package up to state finance, we have year-end audits, one in particular on the minimum school program that the Office of the State Auditor does. Debbie Davis coordinates that. We also are subject to what's called the single audit, because we do receive more than, I think the threshold $750,000 of federal funds. So we're also subject to the thing. So we are subject, just like our LEAs, to external audits to help in the process of validation of our balances each and every year. We get audited on the MSP, we have the single audits, and the difference is the LEAs hire companies to do it. We since we're a government entity here at the state level, we're subject to OSA, OLAG, and or others, the government agencies.
Can I ask one more clarifying question? So, and I understand those audit pieces because we've seen those, right? And I just wondered if with state finance, I'm trying to understand that relationship there. Do periodically and I don't know that I'd call it an audit. Is it a check-in or a year-end balance sheet, right? Do they try to reconcile those too? Because it would have to be someone outside of our entity, right? Okay.
Yeah, so we, through the chair, we have monthly reconciliation reports that are provided to us that we do jointly. So internally, we do monthly reconciliations. Like just 2 days ago, we had a meeting with IT who was concerned about a particular balance in that, we being me and Deborah.
Yeah.
And so we do these monthly reconciliations. In our team, we have budget managers that do those reconciliations, and they reconcile it against the reports that are in the state finance system, which is called Vantage now.
Okay.
It used to be called Finet, but it's called Vantage now, and we do that. And we really think that that's a lot of the reason why we have been so successful is when Deborah and I took over, we instituted a monthly reconciliation process and to keep up on balances. There have been some times when, we've had to come to you and say, oh, we're off here a little bit, or, but not materially, or where we ended up in the
And
red
that's
or anything. Yeah.
one more clarifying question. And that's a choice that we're making to do those internal monthly, or is that
It's-
something that's required by state finance?
So I'm not aware of anything in the law or where state finance says, hey, you absolutely have to reconcile with us. They run monthly reports, reconciliation reports. So it's just assumed that it is, and it's something that we do. It was part of our internal control implementation, because when we took over 10 years ago, 11 years ago, we were not in good shape. We didn't really know where the money was down to the dollar. And so it was part of the overall implementation of internal controls. Does that help answer your questions?
That is awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
And I just have to say thank you for this complete chart that we've,
Yep.
in the last couple of years, it seems like we've been more transparent as far as that piece and trying to get the technology up. So it's very easy to see the pieces.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
and
it.
just
Yeah.
Chair, if I may, just for the good of the group and for the public, it's an this is the closing packet, but the tool that we use is usable by you. You can drill down, you can do that. We understand though, and I hope the public does too. We're talking about not just $1 million budget or tens of millions, we're billions. We're $1 billion. The MSP program itself is $6 billion. And so, the tool's up and displayed right now. If at any time anyone from the public or anyone from the board wants me to sit with them and do over the shoulder or show them if they have any questions or concerns about any of the money, whether it's federal, state, federal mineral lease, anything like that, we're open to that. We're really transparent, and we are not above making mistakes either, but not material ones, right? Anytime we maybe miscode a transaction or something like that, we own it, and we'll always be transparent about if some way or some reason we were off in a calculation or something like that. So. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can go to the discretionary report real quick. It's there for your review. That concludes my report on the discretionary report.
Thank you. I do have a light from Member Bogus.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, man.
Thank you, Chair Hymas. I apologize. I was tardy. Have we gotten to the monthly budget report, or did we just, that was the tail end of it? I do have a couple questions. Is that okay? Okay. Sir, I'm wondering about just a few things, my single page here, a few things. Where in this would I find the memberships that the USBE has paid for either the board or the USBE? Where would I find that information in here?
Chair, if I can clarify, when you say memberships, like memberships with third parties,
Yes.
such as if you I can show you here, but in the interest of time, could I take you offline and show you where to precisely find that using the tool?
That's totally fine with me, but
Okay.
I have a constituent who would like answers to a number of questions.
Okay.
And in fact, I think as I read this, I think it would be important for all board members to have this information, like, for example, and I'll just read them and then we can go offline.
Okay, sure.
How much does the agency spend on travel for personnel at different levels? How much are we spending on motel rooms at different levels for
Okay.
board members, for our superintendency? Like what is our output of the taxpayer dollar when it comes to those things
To travel.
to travel?
Okay.
What are we spending in leave hours for different calendar years? How are we adjusting that? Just there's lots of questions,
Okay, sure.
and I think it would be very interesting, but I was not able to find it here, and that's okay, but I would love to go through it offline with you.
So this provides Chair an opportunity for, if I can get the list, I'll create a really quick video and show the interaction, how you can drill down, and that way the public can see that as well. Would that help?
Sorry, yes, I think that would
Okay.
help, and I think it would
Yeah, I
be
know
good
it's a-
for our public to see
Sure.
how to find this information. And I went in, and that, sorry, I apologize, that is a classroom alarm. I think it would be great for our public to see how to use that and engage and
Yeah,
interface.
that's a good opportunity. If Board Member Bogus is amenable to my answering her questions that way, we can take that offline, and I can use it as an opportunity to train people on how to use the tool, to find particulars. So
It sounds like it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move
Okay.
on to 2.2 then, the discretionary fund.
it's in there for review. We'll be taking a lot of actions and review of that. The finance committee on the last Friday did make some recommendations that will be coming to the board. So obviously this needs to be updated for, to capture those recommendations, but they'll be ready for action. So when the finance committee does make recommendations, you see that this month it's an information item. We just respectfully request that it be an action item to, take action on what the finance committee is recommending. So more to follow there. So subject to review or questions and concerns.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a member Earl, then member Davis.
Okay, I just want to, so are we approving something? Are we taking
No,
action
not
approving anything
today.
today? That
No,
will
no,
be,
yes,
that went to
not
finance
today.
last month and
I-
it will come before us.
Yeah,
in
as a
October.
value
Okay.
add through the chair, I recommended that all board members take a look at the upper right-hand corner where the balances are, so that when we get to next month and you address when board member Davis updates on the finance committee process and action items related to the discretionary funds, we're prepared, right? That you have that background.
Yeah. So just one question. So when
Sure.
I raced in last month, right, and we were talking about what was the bridge money for?
Oh, the SLDS system?
Yes.
Yes.
Are we taking action on that today?
Not today. It'll come out in the motion.
Okay.
Yeah. It
That's
went
what I
through-
just wanted to make sure.
We, to honor the process of going through committee, we moved it into the committee. Board member Davis was great about facilitating that process. And so the recommendation from the
That's all I
next
wanted to
month.
hear. I haven't got to
There's
the
several
finance committee yet,
recommendations
so
next month. Yes, ma'am.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, member Davis.
There was one recommendation that we asked to be agendized for today for the committee motion was to use some discretionary money for an essay contest to celebrate. And we asked for that to be put on September 11th as an action item. Did we?
Okay, I think there might have been some misunderstanding that I thought it was going to be on the main board agenda in the main board meeting on October 2nd.
No.
No,
Yeah,
okay,
just because we don't have a lot of
the
time.
celebration, right? Okay,
Let's
So I'm going to
talk
be honest.
offline.
I'm going to be honest. This meeting was not meant to
right.
project committee work quicker, right? So
Right.
we did not plan for
And
that.
all of the other things we put for October 3rd, this was a special
I
circumstance, and
see,
we can
yeah,
talk offline
makes
about that.
sense. Okay.
Thank you, member Davis. Okay, Scott, any additional?
No, other than I apologize for the misunderstanding but I have a solution for that. We can work on that. I think would be amenable to the entire board.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just missed the timing of it. Apologies.
Thank you, Scott, Deputy Superintendent Jones. Is there anything additional for the monthly budget report? Okay.